This is I just want to talk about it. It's like not the most important or political thing, but apparently right before the show, we saw this tweet from Rick and Morty. Adult Swim retweeted. They said, Adult Swim has ended its association with Justin Roiland. Rick and Morty will continue. The talented and dedicated crew are hard at work on season 7. Now, I know a lot of you probably don't care about Rick and Morty or whatever. It's a show, you might like it or not. But apparently they're canceling the guy who does the voices of the 2 main characters on the show, but keeping the show because he got accused of domestic abuse. Is that what it is?
Yeah, domestic abuse and then false imprisonment.
Yeah, tell me what happened. What is the story?
I don't know everything exactly, but apparently he had like a domestic abuse, domestic disturbance, I think they call it, and then he was, I think his girlfriend at the time, or girl that was involved in the situation, called the police, and he was like keeping her inside of a bathroom, and then he got charged with both domestic abuse, and he also got charged with I think false imprisonment.
This article says 1 felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and or deceit.
Noticeably.
Well, these are charges. These aren't even.
This happened in January 19th, 2020.
Right.
So this is the important thing. There's a couple reasons why I think this is interesting. One, how do you cancel the voice of the guy but keep the show? But this is a guy who's being charged. He has not been convicted. How do you handle something like that?
And this happened in 2020.
2 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
January.
Did he just get charged? He just recently got charged, and this is.
Yeah, it
Really?
looks like the criminal complaint started reaching the media last week. So I don't know if that means that the woman who's unidentified, she's being identified as Jane Doe, came forward later, and they've just been compiling it, or what?
He resigned from his game, Squanch Games.
Yeah, he did.
When?
Mm-hmm. Like
January 16th.
Right there.
So he knew this was coming. So obviously this has been under investigation for a little bit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is how it usually always goes, though, right? With you usually don't wait until conviction to remove someone from their position. Like, police departments put people on leave when they're, investigating.
Yep.
I remember with Chris Hardwick during the Me Too stuff.
That was wrong, though.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, that's usually how it goes. Is they don't wait until a conviction or anything like that.
That's kind of what I'm thinking about this story. I mean, aside from the fact that it's very weird, they're going to be what are they going to do? Replace the voices, and you're going to get a weird Rick and Morty that don't sound the same, and it's going to be a weird show. He does the jokes. He's what makes it funny. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we went through this with Me Too when it was Hardwick. He was falsely accused. They took him off his show, and then finally they're like, "Oops." Then you had Aziz Ansari, who was accused of having a bad date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was she was like, "I had a bad date," and then everyone was trying to cancel this guy. And it's now Justin Roiland, look, maybe he did it. If he did, then he should get,
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be hard until they release some more information. So they're saying body cams from the police, all the details are being withheld from the public pending a protective order. There's a protective order in place against for the victim. So he's not allowed to come within 100 feet of this person through October 2023. So it seems like there's obviously been some steps taken in between, but you're totally right. It's hard to know what exactly is happening. And of course, anyone is presumed innocent.
The complaint alleges that he did willfully and unlawfully inflict corporal injury, resulting in a traumatic condition upon a Jane Doe who was in a dating relationship. They said that he did unlawfully violate the personal liberty of Jane Doe by violence, menace, fraud, and deceit. Yeah, what does that mean? He pleaded not guilty in 2020. So he was charged a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yo, this is crazy.
About it.
He was released in August of 2020. In a statement, they said it's hard to overstate how inaccurate the recent media coverage in the situation has been. To be clear, not only is Justin innocent, but we also have every expectation that this matter is on course to be dismissed once the DA's office has completed its methodical review of the evidence. We look forward to clearing Justin's name and helping him move forward as swiftly as possible. So what do you think? False accusation?
Well, I mean, if they're looking for him to be exonerated, that's what they said, right? They expect
dismissal
to be dismissed. Well, I mean,
it's a bold statement.
Yeah, dismissal's it's
not a real thing.
And he's already lost his job because of it.
Wow, man.
I mean, okay, there are some...
one of the most popular shows that Adult Swim's produced in the past at least 10 years.
One of the most popular shows, IMDb Top 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Ever.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, the show's over. They're not going to get someone that's going to be... He's the brains behind it. They're not going to be able to... I mean, it's like trying to do South Park without Trey.
With Matt Stone and Trey.
Yeah.
I mean, or does it just we have a couple missed seasons and then eventually they bring it back with sort of a semi-changed title. There are some states where you can be charged with kidnapping. If Serge is right, he locked his girlfriend in the bathroom and was like, you're not allowed to leave. They're having some obviously bad argument, right? Some states will say you're violating her I forgot which one it is, but it's one of her constitutional rights, like her right to free movement. You're restricting her. So it may not be like he's a crazy psycho, but this obviously could have been a very bad domestic situation. And that, to me, would come to, like, if it goes to court, if it goes to trial, if he gets exonerated, like, there's a chance that Adult Swim could like, hold back for a couple of years and then be like, okay, we'll release like a movie. Right. Oh, we'll build back up.
We can't function as a society if someone can accuse you of something and then before anything's been proven, they just say like, okay, you're removed from your job and we're destroying this portion of the economy.
That was what...
And I don't mean like the entirety of the global economy. I'm saying like this element of economic activity, everyone's job at Rick and Morty, it's not just one guy.
Yeah.
Everybody loses their job now because of the accusation. Now again, if it's a legitimate accusation, then so be it. Dude gets locked up. But the fact that it's not proven yet, he's denying it. They're saying outright it will be dismissed. Well, okay, that needs to be adjudicated. We need to go through that with that evidence, a jury or whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that they would be like, nope, the punishment has been handed down.
Yeah,
it's reminiscent of the Me Too BS.
Well, that was the problem with Me Too was that, well, we mentioned Aziz Ansari. Like that was kind of like the last time that I heard a lot of noise about it because people realized that a lot of the people that had stuff that was legitimate that were actually going to come forward had come forward. Like all the people that had that were inspired by Me Too, like if they had the courage to come forward, they did it in the beginning. If they were legitimately assaulted or whatever, and they didn't come out in the beginning, it wasn't likely they were going to come out after 6 months or whatever. And so the people that were coming out in the later days of Me Too tended to be the people that were like complaining about Aziz Ansari who had a bad date, and there was other people. But like
that was a funny story.
It was hilarious.
It's a bad date.
No, my favorite response to that was like someone being like, "Where are that girl's friends?" Being like, "Why are you putting yourself in this scenario? Like you don't have to do this." Like it was such a weird story all around, and I think it took like Me Too is so complicated, and of course people who are truly
Me Too is complicated. The Aziz Ansari story is not complicated.
And the fact that someone would be like, I am also a part of, potentially like, people who are really abused. Like that tells you how delusional this can get. Like people want to be recognized as victims and think they have something to gain. In this case, like I totally agree with Tim. It's crazy that there is like a whole studio of people who are basically out of a job because of this. And I feel like the only way for anyone to know is for it to go to trial, which those articles last forever. So,
I don't think that it doesn't matter if it goes to trial. I think that the people that have already decided that he's guilty, they're always going to believe that he's guilty.
Exactly right. Like it's all going to hang on. So, but like for my position is like if he gets, like I was on Pop Culture once and we were talking about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's been convicted of rape, and someone was like, "I can't believe you'd say that." And you're like, "No, it's legitimate. That's proven fact." And I know the justice system is not something we can always trust, right, in this country, but theoretically, like. Even if the press never goes away, that's actually this person's best shot. Like at least he would be able to point to something. Right now, it's just rumor.
Your point about the justice system is true. It's not. It's imperfect. But we, as a society, we have to act like we have faith in it, or else that's going to have significant. It's significantly worse to believe that your justice system can't be trusted, and that's honestly that's probably the attitude of a lot more people than is healthy for society right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever see Mike Tyson's comments about that case? By the way,
real quick, where did you hear the bathroom thing? 'Cause I can't find that anywhere.
I don't know. This is an initial report. This is maybe like about a week ago when everyone was first hearing about the story. Because again, it's been like since 2020, and it's only really broke as of like maybe a week ago. I heard. I think it was like. I don't even remember who was watching, but
sorry, man. What you were saying?
Oh no, I was just saying Mike Tyson's comments about like the rape case or whatever. Whenever it's brought up, he gets really pissed, and he's like, "No, he's like he didn't rape her, but he said he should have."
But he got convicted, right?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that's why. It's probably what his thought process is saying that awful line. Yeah. I didnnn't, but I should. Also, like, you can't get away with that, Mike.
He's
Mike Tyson.
Hold on. He's like, how old is he now?
60.
He's probably just like, dude, I'm done.
Nobody's going to do anything.
He did an episode of Law & Order SVU. Like, he's clearly bounced back from this conviction.
Yeah, and he'll punch you in the face and knock your head right off your body if you go too far.
Well, don't bring him on the show and I'll be okay.
He has that quote where he says that not enough people are getting hit or whatever, something like that. Yeah. It's like, well, I understand the point he's saying. Like, it's kind of good people aren't beating each other up. But his point is that actually Taylor Swift has the quote say it in on the street, it's a knockout. Say it in a tweet, it's a cop out. You know, she said it better than Mike Tyson, if you ask me.
She has a way with words.
That's
Gangster.
Yeah, and then she throws her phone in the video. But she makes a point, like, they'll go online, people will say these awful things. They won't say it in real life because they'll be scared about what the consequences will be. Mm-hmm. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences.
True.
That's right.
It's true.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to be like a resurgence of Me Too or anything.
No, I don't know.
The whole believe all women thing, I don't know where that's at.
I wonder if they're gonna like they have like recordings of him already, and that's maybe why they're finishing season 7 and they're gonna release it.
Oh, they're gonna use an AI to make his voice.
That's the other thing. How bad is that gonna be?
Remember, you guys remember
Can
the
they
Joe
just
Rogan
cut the
thing they
audio
did?
from previous? There's been like a bunch of seasons of the show, right?
They wouldn't do that, but you remember the Joe Rogan voice?
Yep.
Oh
AI?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had a AI analyze Joe Rogan's voice, and they made a thing where you can type in words and it would say it as Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. They'll do that with him.
I hate technology. That's so creepy.
Yeah, you're gonna be watching. You're gonna be like, "This is a robot."
They'll
voice?
do it, but
You're
the
gonna
jokes
get a
won't
call.
have the jokes won't have the oomph.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he does the voices, and then does he write the show too, or
Yeah,
Presumably, right?
I believe so.
So
yeah.
he's like the spine of
He's
this
the guy.
entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the show.
He's Seth MacFarlane, basically.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, after this, like, if he does get proven innocent, does he start a new show?
Oh, he's done.
He's done forever.
Yeah, look, man. People like
Who's gonna
him,
touch him?
people like Justin Roiland. He tweeted some anti-woke thing a while ago, and then he deleted it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but this is the point I want to make to everybody. They come for you. Look, maybe he's guilty. That's fine. If he's guilty, then so be it. If he's not guilty, when this all ends and the courts say, okay, case dismissed, you ain't getting your job back.
Oh, wow.
They're not going to let you back in those doors. You're done. You should have spoken out and set your foundation before it was too late. Now, look, I don't blame the guy who seems mostly apolitical for not realizing the culture was, getting to this point. Mm-hmm. But I'll say it to everybody else, because I hear it from people all too often. Look, I'm just going to keep my head down, and then hopefully, like, nobody will come and give me grief. It's like, oh, come on, dude. Here's what happens. You got a row of houses, and they're going door to door. And you think if you turn your lights off, they ignore your house. Bro, they're going door to door. It's going to come to you. No matter what, you can speak up now and link arms figuratively with all the people who agree and tell these people to shut up, or you can turn your lights off, and then wait until they come to your house, smash your windows, and then burn everything down.
Yeah.
Yep. There is no way to be like, oh, I'm just not going to get involved when it comes to the culture war. If someone makes an accusation, you're in, whether you like it or not. Someone says something about you, you're in the culture war. Someone that on one side of the culture war decides they don't like something you did, they make an accusation, you're in it. You don't get to opt out. There is no more, oh, I just stay out of politics. That doesn't happen.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.